Every time there's an important day between Gloria and me, her younger buddy mysteriously gets sick. When I met her parents, he had a sudden bout of gastroenteritis. On the day we got our marriage certificate, he passed out. The day before our wedding, he had an anxiety attack. Gloria unilaterally postponed the wedding, leaving me behind to accompany him on a relaxing trip abroad. For months later, I sent a message to our friend group. "My wedding is next month, you're all invited." Gloria scolded me. "You know he's emotionally unstable. Why intentionally provoke him?" I retracted the message and told her the wedding would happen next spring. Did she misunderstand? Yes, I'm getting married. But she's not the bride. I had just sent the message to the group. Then Gloria called. She canceled the wedding on her own. She took her buddy Victor overseas for a rest. Her voice was intentionally lowered, like she didn't want to disturb someone. "Sam, you know he's emotionally unstable. Why provoke him? Besides," she paused, sounding irritated, "retract the message. I didn't agree to a wedding next month." I could almost imagine her annoyed, frowning face. "Didn't I say in the message? The wedding will be next spring." Her tone carried its usual authority. She wasn't just my girlfriend, but also my boss. Maybe she got used to me obediently following orders. "Sam, are you listening?" I cleared my throat. "Oh, I was counting time. Sorry, 2 minutes have passed. Can't retract it now." Her breathing got a little heavier. "Send another one, say you were joking." I exclaimed. "Gloria, what are you talking about? Did she misunderstand?" "Yes, I'm getting married. But she's not the bride." I gently reminded her. "Gloria, have you forgotten? We broke up 4 months ago. Now we're only connected through work. I can do without her, but I can't do without money. In a few days, once I collect the project bonus I deserve, I'll quit." She didn't respond. She was distracted, soothing Victor over the phone. "Woke up? Me talking disturbed you? Don't go barefoot, the floor is cold. Put on slippers. Be good." Gloria isn't usually a tender person, but Victor always seems to be an exception for her, including 4 months ago, the day before the wedding. I was excitedly trying on my suit again. Gloria walked in. Her jaw was tense, her eyes dark. "Victor doesn't want me to get married. He's anxious and not well. Sam, let's cancel the wedding." My mood plummeted. Cancel the wedding, then what? A click. It was the sound of a lighter. "I'll take him abroad for a while. The wedding will be next spring." I numbly asked, "Don't you realize how Victor feels about you?" She frowned, exhaled a smoke ring. "He's just a kid while we're abroad. I'll talk sense into him. After all, he's my godmother's son, and she took care of me when my mom was busy. So, I hope you'll understand." I couldn't understand. Furious, I chuckled. "If even this wedding has to be delayed for him, then let's break up." She ignored the extreme disappointment in my eyes. Calmly, she said through the smoke, "Sam, the wedding must be postponed." I didn't say another word. I just changed out of my suit in front of her, slashing it with an art knife. She stubbed out the smoke, hands in her pockets, quietly watching. "I think you need to cool off." Since then, for 4 months, we've had almost no personal contact, just necessary work communication. I'm seriously considering the breakup. She thought I was just acting out, thinking a little cooling off period would solve it. After a few words to Victor, she casually resumed our call. "What were you saying?" I took a deep breath. "Gloria, we're broken up." Once again, her soothing voice came from the phone. "Victor, it's windy. Don't stand by the window." My last bit of patience was gone. I hung up the call. When she called again, I put the phone on silent and tossed it on the couch. To my surprise, an hour later, I saw a slew of messages and 3 missed calls. They were all from another woman abroad, labeled Clingy One. "Sam, how about honeymooning in Y country after our wedding?" Not replying. I'm getting mad. Not picking up calls, kinda too much. I've decided, starting today, Cold War with you. Of course, 10 minutes later, there are no more messages. 10 minutes later, more messages. "Forget it, you might be busy, it's normal not to reply. No need for a Cold War, that's not a woman's thing to do. When you see this, just send me a period." Okay. Seeing this, I almost laughed out loud. Who could believe it? The world's talked about her being cold and sharp, but privately she's this childish. The slight annoyance Gloria caused vanished instantly. I sent a period first, then replied, okay, it's up to you. Suddenly remembered, I forgot my passport when I moved 4 months ago, still in Gloria's wardrobe. After work the next day, I went to get it. Unexpectedly, the one who opened the door wasn't John, the housekeeper. It was Gloria. Did they return home? She glanced at me, trying to hug me. I dodged. She didn't mind. She pulled out a heap of stuff from her suitcase. Here, gifts for you. Limited edition watch, platinum cufflinks, and a cool Gundam model she tossed into my arms with a smile. A bright voice piped up. I helped Gloria pick out the gifts. She's clueless about what guys like. He pointed at the same watch on his wrist, pouting. Gloria is so good to Sam, giving him a limited edition. Mine's just a regular one. Gloria tapped his nose with a laugh. Didn't you say you liked the basic one? Victor stylishly flipped his hair. I wasn't in the mood to watch them perform. If the regular one is so bad, just wear the limited edition. Then you're holding a Gundam model and have platinum cufflinks on your shirt. It feels like the whole world is yours. Gloria frowned slightly, looking concerned. Sam, who are you mad at? Victor bit his lip and glanced at the oversized men's slippers he was wearing. Sam, are you upset because I borrowed your slippers? I chuckled, no way. If you have a habit of wearing other people's old stuff, go ahead. Victor's face went pale, and his eyes started to water. He grabbed his suitcase, looking like he was about to leave. Gloria, I should go. I can just find a hotel. I don't want to stay here and be insulted. My mom wouldn't want me to be treated like this. Mentioning his mom seemed to hit a nerve. Gloria's eyes darkened. She spoke to Victor, but she was looking at me. Where are you going? This is my house, I decide who stays. Sam, do you mind Victor staying for a while? I almost laughed. No problem at all, it's none of my business. I turned and went upstairs, quickly found my passport. When I came back down, Victor was eyeing me warily. I offered him some advice, no need to worry about competing with me. We have nothing to fight over right now, not even people. I turned and hugged John, the butler. He's taken care of me a lot over the years. I'm leaving. I won't be coming back. Gloria looked confused. Where are you going? Her expression turned cold. Sam, how old are you now? Running away from home? I almost laughed in disbelief. Who said I'm running away? John, who had been silent, finally spoke up. Sam moved out 4 months ago. You didn't know? Before Gloria could respond, Victor jumped in and scolded John. As a butler, you're overstepping. Questioning the owners like that. Gloria wouldn't have known. She had a car accident almost right after she went abroad and spent a long time recovering in the hospital. Sam, I'm just saying, ignoring your girlfriend and running off like this is a bit much. Don't you think? I glanced at Gloria. She did have a new scar on her forehead, and she looked a bit worn out. She had a car accident? But what does that have to do with me? I smiled. Did you know we broke up already? The day she decided to ditch our wedding plans and go abroad with Victor. Gloria's eyes flickered, but she didn't say anything. Victor stood there, trying to figure out if I was being serious. I ignored them and grabbed my passport to leave. I heard John's anxious voice behind me. Sam really moved out. Aren't you going to try to stop him? Gloria calmly replied, no need, he'll come back in a few days. That's typical Gloria. Always so sure about our relationship. She always believed I couldn't leave her. After all, I've had a crush on her since middle school. She was the girl in the white dress that many boys, including me, admired. Our relationship only bloomed in college. People who knew us would say, Sam can't live without Gloria. But honestly, the thought of parting had been there for a while. The day we were supposed to talk about our wedding plans, her family was supposed to meet mine in N City. Gloria said her mom couldn't come because she was abroad. Grandpa said it was fine, as long as Gloria can come. The old man was excited and spent a whole day tidying the house. He cooked a festive meal like it was a holiday, even gave the family dog a bath. Worried it'd just be him and me, he invited some friendly neighbors to fill the table. But then Gloria texted me. Something came up, I'll be late. I knew Gloria was always punctual and wouldn't be late unless it was important. We waited from 11:30 to 3:30. The food had gone cold. She still didn't show. After the neighbors left, Grandpa finally let down his cheerful act. "Grandson, is she not wanting to marry you? Or what?" Just as he said that, Gloria rushed in. She apologized softly, "Sorry, I was at the hospital." I assumed it was about her mom, so I didn't ask much at the time. The next day, I saw a social media post from Victor around the time of the meeting. Stomach flu hurt so much. Glad someone was with me. There was a photo showing the side of Gloria's face, in the driver's seat. The next day, I confronted Gloria. She casually flipped through a magazine. "Victor's family is abroad. If I don't take care of him, who will?" She patted my head. "He's just 22, and can be a bit reckless, but he means no harm. Just go easy on him." But yesterday, my grandfather prepared for a long time. Gloria interrupted me. "It's just a meal we can eat any day. Why make a big deal out of it? Discussing marriage with family isn't just about a meal." Seeing my upset face, Gloria softened her tone. "Once his mom's back, I'll stop, all right?" I naively thought he just relied on Gloria like a sister. Gloria always stayed clean and cautious about her relationships, until the day we were supposed to get our marriage license. Just as we walked into the Civil Affairs Bureau, Gloria pulled me back. She looked serious. "Victor collapsed at school. He's being taken to the hospital." We both went to the hospital. The doctor said it was just heat stroke. He would be fine with rest. Right in front of me, Gloria helped Victor into a car and to his little apartment. While covering him with a blanket, I noticed a woman's coat crumpled up, like it had been slept in for a while. My fingers trembled. If I wasn't mistaken, it was just like the one Gloria supposedly lost at home. Looks like he didn't just think of her as a sister. That day was the worst fight Gloria and I had since we started dating. She said that his clothes got dirty, so she just gave him the spare jacket from the car to cover up. Gloria looked at me with a cold, steady gaze. "Sam, you're arguing over clothes in the middle of the night. Are you sure you don't have anxiety issues?" I felt wronged and angry. Is this really just about the clothes? It's about our relationship being interrupted by a third person. She casually replied, "Sam, you can't be overly possessive just because you lacked love as a child." Then she turned over and fell asleep, her breathing calm and even. I was the only one who couldn't sleep all night. Later, I realized that our biggest problem was her not valuing my feelings. Things that mattered to me, she would always brush off lightly. She thought it was just a minor issue. That was the first time I ever thought about breaking up. The next day, a neighbor told me my grandpa suddenly got sick. Without saying a word, Gloria ditched an important meeting and rushed to City N with me. Grandpa was nostalgic and stubborn, refusing to move in with me. He said since my parents were gone, it was his duty to take care of our home. Now he got sick and I couldn't even take care of him. Gloria held my hand. "Grandpa will be all right, don't worry." She stayed with me and Grandpa the whole time, helping us see the doctor and get medicine. When it was all done, she squeezed my fingers. Her smile was gentle. "Let's get married. Once we're married, we can convince Grandpa to move in with us." Maybe it was that moment of warmth that made me nod in agreement. Now that I think about it, a man shouldn't get moved too easily. Without her, could I not have handled everything myself? Still, Victor actually did something right. Stopping us from getting the marriage certificate that day was a good move. Otherwise, I'd be divorced by now. The next day, just as I stepped into the office, my phone buzzed. A clingy message. "Just got off the plane. How can I see you?" I quickly texted back. "Work, work, work during the day. See you tonight." The clingy one replied with a pouting emoji. I couldn't help but smile. Colleague Ba Huang whispered, "Sam, you're losing your job and still smiling? Gloria had her college junior replace you in the main planning role." Victor, I climbed my way up from Gloria's assistant to the main project planner through sheer skill. In the old days, this would have made me cry. Who likes a connections-based replacement? Luckily, I'm about to leave, so it doesn't bother me anymore. My colleague felt bad for me. The HR manager spoke up for you, saying Victor's just a fresh graduate, while Sam, you've got lots of experience. But Gloria said, she said you're just a few more years experienced and Victor's an International Arts Academy grad, which is different. Gloria did it on purpose, just to mess with me after our argument yesterday. So what's the good news? Ba Huang grinned widely. You heard of Angela, right? I nodded. The rising star in tech, comes from an ordinary family, made it big on her own, a top-level legend. Indeed, back in college, Gloria often mentioned Angela with admiration. Gloria candidly said, Angela's not like me. I have family backing. She rose purely on her own merits. She's remarkable. I laughed. What's that got to do with me? My colleague boasted. If you land Angela's planning contract, bonuses aside, it's a gold star on any resume. I got interested. What project? Her proposal ceremony at the end of the month. I was stunned. Proposal? She's getting married next month, with a top team for the wedding planning. She felt her initial proposal was rushed and wants a meaningful ceremony. We don't have to understand their world. Just know it's a moneymaker. All right. In the meeting room, Victor boldly ordered everyone a Coke. Angela, you're young, you must like what young people enjoy. Sam just suggested tea, classic, that's for my dad's age group. Angela, the so-called big shot, leaned back in her chair, lips pressed. She had a smooth forehead, deep eyes, sharp features, giving off a distant, cold vibe. She ignored Victor, giving me a brief glance. I'll have a pour, thank you. Victor felt a bit embarrassed, unhappily pouting. Gloria chuckled, no worries, I'll drink the Coke. Victor tried to make up ground in front of the company execs. You could see he was working hard on his plan. His points were decent, but Angela wouldn't cut him any slack. Too idealistic. Any other plans? My colleagues pushed me forward. Sam's plan is great. She nodded, and Gloria didn't object. I reluctantly took the baton. Angela listened quietly to my pitch. And then, without mincing words, she declined. Too simple, not suitable. Victor relaxed a bit. I was not satisfied. Angela, you might not represent your fiancé's tastes. I think he'd like it. Gloria gave me a look of indeterminate meaning. Angela suddenly laughed. Someone who doesn't laugh often makes it feel strange when they do. We couldn't tell if she was genuinely happy or not. It was me proposing, not my fiancé proposing to me. He's already in on it, so where's the surprise? She brushed off my comment and leaned back in her chair. Even though time's a bit tight, I don't want to do a sloppy job for my fiancé. Gloria, could you take charge of this plan? So there's more to this than meets the eye. Gloria paused for a moment. Not gonna lie, Angela, my boyfriend and I are planning our wedding soon too. She gave me a knowing look. Victor and I were taken aback. Angela slowly glanced at her and raised an eyebrow. Oh, really? Gloria replied gracefully. But don't worry, Angela. I'll make time to ensure everything goes smoothly for you and your fiancé. By the way, Angela, who's the lucky guy? For engagements or wedding planning, knowing who the guy is just part of the process. Angela gave a small smile. He's quite a low-key person, not ready to share just yet. I'm just agreeing with the boss. Gloria simply nodded and smiled. Hearing Gloria agree to plan this proposal seemed to satisfy Angela. She stood up to head to the restroom. Discuss the details with my assistant. The budget isn't an issue. A minute later, my phone lit up. The clingy one. I'm in the hallway at your office. Come out. Not convenient in a meeting. The clingy one. Should I come in and find you? No choice, I had to make up an excuse to leave the meeting room. As soon as I pushed open the hallway door, a tall figure hugged me, completely different from the stern demeanor in the meeting room earlier. Now, she was looking at me with gentle eyes and a little smile. Not happy to see me? I nodded. Because you rejected my plan. Otherwise, I could have left with a bit more bonus when I quit. She laughed out loud. You money grubber. What's mine is yours. What do you need all this small change for? I wrinkled my nose. It's not about the amount. I just value every penny I earn. Suddenly, I remembered. Did you intentionally want her to design the proposal? She looked up and gave me a light peck on the cheek. Yeah, so what? She whispered. She owes you a wedding, this way she can repay. I paused for a moment. Yeah, she knew about Gloria and me. For months ago, at what was supposed to be my wedding to Gloria, I met Angela. Marriage was between Gloria and me, but the wedding, that was my project alone. In the glow of sunset, I watched as the workers slowly dismantled the trusses and bouquets on the lawn. There was a bit of a heavy feeling in my heart. Once upon a time, there was a girl who sat in front of me because she excelled in her studies. Her black ponytail and graceful side profile opened the door to my secret crush. Turns out, liking someone can become a source of motivation. 2 years later, I got into the same high school as her. Luckily, we were in the same class again. But I never dared to confess, because I felt too inferior, unworthy. I was the kid who was raised by a grandpa who collected trash, from a plain family with an average look. No matter how many times I showered, there always seemed to be a lingering smell of garbage on me. I watched a movie when I got older. While everyone laughed, I was quietly shedding tears. Echoing in my head was, on a foggy Monday morning, the old guys lined up to collect garbage. At the sound of a whistle, Sam dived into the trash heap, with worn-out shoes and socks flying everywhere. Not exaggerating, in elementary school, my eyes would light up seeing an empty water bottle. It meant money. That was my life, just me and Grandpa. Grandpa relied on collecting garbage, buying and selling old goods, and living frugally to support my schooling. I didn't have the guts to confess. In the age of caring about looks, even my shoes were the cheapest finds at the flea market, worn out after a few wears, but thank goodness the uniform pants were long enough to hide my shame. Sometimes I'd see Gloria's shoes. Couldn't help but think, wow, that pair could buy me dozens. And then it happened. I was out with the flu for 2 days. Grandpa was out collecting cardboard. The door knocked. In a daze, I opened it and froze. The graceful girl felt like a ray of sunlight in a room long shut from light. Against the light, she said, "I brought you flu meds, want some?" That day I was flustered. Flustered by more than just me, but by the cockroaches scurrying everywhere. The walls were piled with sacks filled with an array of collected empty bottles. Below the sacks were stacks of cardboard, a cockroach's favorite hideout. This was my life, my home, filled with trash, but also where we lived off. Yet, she seemed unfazed. She picked up the kettle from the table, rinsed a cup, and poured me half a cup of hot water. "Take the meds first, you're burning up." Actually, I wasn't burning from fever, I was burning with shame. Thanks to the class president for coming on behalf of the classmates to check on me. Much appreciated. She chuckled lightly. "I'm here for myself. Sam, do you want to apply to the same college as me?" I stared at her, confused, and my heart was racing. "Sam, after the college entrance exams, how about being my boyfriend?" I always thought Gloria and I would get married, have kids, and grow old together. Until I stood there at the wedding I planned myself. Just me without her. I knew we were done. That day I let myself cry, holding onto the bouquet. While crying my eyes out, Angela showed up. At first, I thought she was just another hotel guest. The bride ran off. Pretty upset? I shook my head. No, I'm crying for my wasted youth. My youth just went down the drain. I treated her so well, helped her start a business for years, and then our wedding got blown off by one comment from her junior. Even my grandpa got so angry he ended up in the hospital, and I have no idea how to comfort him. Like, how is that fair? I'm not the kind of guy who talks private stuff with strangers. Not sure why, but I just spilled the beans to that random woman that day. She didn't seem to mind. "How about this, let's make a deal. I'll comfort your grandpa, and you help comfort my grandma." "How so?" "My grandma wants to see me with a partner while she's still here." "You think you're Angela with your grandma pushing you to marry?" "Huh?" "'Cause there are stories online about how Angela's super devoted to her grandma but won't listen to her about marriage." "You're right, I am Angela." I didn't believe her. I secretly Googled her. Whoa, she really is Angela. What's her deal? Messing with me? Seriously, someone like her can't find a boyfriend and needs to fake one? Is she? Maybe my face gave away too much. She could tell what I was thinking. I'm not unwell, just haven't met the right person yet. I'm perfectly healthy, rest assured. Think of it as mutual assistance. If you ever want to stop, just say so. It's hard not to believe someone like her, speaking so earnestly. The second woman I brought home was Angela. Since she's just a fake girlfriend, I didn't care how she viewed my family. Grandpa refused to move, only allowed me to fix things up a bit. A pile of cardboard lay around, messily scattered in the yard. Grandpa lay listlessly in bed, recovering. Seeing me, he started tearing up. How did it come to this? How come you're not getting married? Our little Sam is so wonderful. How come no one wants you? Must be Grandpa's fault, picking trash, bringing shame. Grandpa always blamed himself. Grandpa, don't worry. Plenty of folks want your little Sam. I pointed at my pseudo-girlfriend Angela. Grandpa, meet my new girlfriend. What do you think? We both froze as we watched. Tall figure bent over, swiftly picking up the cardboard. With dexterity, she opened the corners of the boxes, pressed them flat with her polished upscale shoes, tied them neatly, and stacked them in the corner. She even tidied up the bottles and jars Grandpa had collected. The scene seemed surreal yet real somehow. I wondered if Angela had ever collected recyclables too. Angela washed her hands clean, wiping down the wet counter. She then stood, not a hair out of place, respectfully before Grandpa. Hi, Grandpa. I'm Angela, Sam's new girlfriend. When I was a kid, my grandma also collected recyclables. I think Sam and I are quite a match, even more so than his ex-girlfriend. Anyway, that day felt offbeat. From being sickly, Grandpa suddenly perked up as if he took some magic tonic. Cooking in the kitchen, chatting away with Angela. Angela maintained that calm, handsome demeanor, but her face had relaxed a bit, with sleeves rolled up, showing off toned arms, effortlessly adding wood to the old stove. Whatever Grandpa asked, she had an answer. Angela, ever had a boyfriend? Nope, but our little Sam had one. Does that bother you? She picked up an eggplant and placed it in my bowl, saying Grandpa mentioned I liked them. Then, she smiled faintly. It's fine, he's got the experience to guide me. Her words, I nearly choked on the eggplant. Grandpa was in such high spirits during that meal. All healed up. On the way back, I couldn't help but praise her. You're amazing, playing the girlfriend role like an award-winning actress. She just raised an eyebrow, didn't say much. Then, at a stoplight, she turned to me. Can we visit my home now? My grandma's waiting. I thought it was just some weekend mutual assistance thing. But bit by bit, something started feeling off. We're not really a couple. No need to pick me up from work every day. With one hand on the wheel, she nonchalantly replied. My grandma does video calls to check. She gifted me an expensive watch. Took me out to ridiculously pricey riverside restaurants. Messaged me good morning, noon, and night. When I asked why, she'd just say, Grandma's got lots of time, so she checks. Quietly, she'd woven herself into my life. When I thought of stopping, she looked at me with eyes that seemed a little shattered. You might think we're just acting, but what if I've already caught feelings? What then? Why don't we give dating a shot? If you're not into it, you can bail anytime, okay? She said this while walking into the living room of my small apartment. Sam, I look okay, I'm loaded, and I have no messy younger guys hanging around. Want to give it a try? But I just got out of a relationship not long ago. She chuckled. Is it a crime to move on quickly? She got closer, whispering sweet suggestions in my ear. How about we try? You can stop anytime if you don't like it. And just like that, I got caught up in her charm. Felt like a dream. I snagged a powerhouse girlfriend. And I even agreed to get a marriage license with her. Felt more like a setup. One sunny weekend morning, sunlight streamed into the room at an angle. Angela was pacing around, just wearing a silky robe, her long, pale legs on display. She looked at me like I was some sort of jerk. So you're saying you're just dating and never thought of marrying me? I sat up, sipping the warm water she handed over. Not at all. Didn't we just start dating a month ago? She quietly stared at me. A month in and you've already slept with me? Aren't you responsible? Wait a sec. Wasn't it her, the little temptress, who seduced me last night? Sam, I'm a very traditional woman. You can't just ruin me like this. How did it even get to that? That day, she left me speechless. Every word from her mouth was an accusation, saying I played with her emotions. Angela, what do you want then? A marriage license. I can't just be nameless, it doesn't fit my values. As she spoke, she pulled out a stack of papers. Marry me, and if you don't like it, you can divorce anytime. All this property will be yours. I glanced at the columns of zeros in disbelief. A rush of excitement shot through me. But then I remembered. When we first started helping each other, she said we could stop anytime. Then she coaxed me into dating, and stopping wasn't allowed because she wouldn't let it happen, boiling me like a frog till I was done. Angela, you're not after my organs, are you? Planning to trick me to some tiny Southeast Asian country and steal my kidneys or heart or something? She paused, a bit exasperated. Sam, don't you see? Why can't I just want to marry you because I love you? I timidly asked, you really don't want my kidneys? She silenced me with a kiss. I prefer your heart. I shivered a bit. In the hallway, Angela pinched my cheek. She owes you a wedding, I wanted her to give it to you. But I'm afraid if she finds out too soon, it'd ruin our wedding, which would be impossible. Let's just have a proposal ceremony. Let her watch me ask. I sighed, boss, this sounds a bit naive. She raised an eyebrow. Weren't you the one who said women are girls till the end? Suddenly, the idea of proposing in front of Gloria seemed intriguing. I'm picking up Angela's mischief. I quickly nudged her aside. All right, head back in before anyone thinks we're up to something. Sam, we're legal. Why act like we're sneaking around? I improv. Doesn't this feel a bit thrilling? Her eyes brightened momentarily. Then she looked down. Then let's do something even more thrilling. What are you guys doing? The hallway door suddenly swung open. The surprise voice was Victor's, Gloria standing behind him. Gloria's eyes were dark and unreadable, focusing intently on me. Angela nonchalantly adjusted her outfit. I got lost and needed directions. No one would believe that, but a boss is a boss. Even a fib sounds convincing. As Angela turned to leave, Victor smirked triumphantly. Told you there was something off. The boss just left the meeting room, and Sam rushed to the office. Sam, don't you think this is pretty wild behavior? My phone buzzed with a new text. Bonus paid early? It's in my account? I couldn't help but smile, while Victor stood stunned. Are you, like, all right? Aren't you Victor, the weird one? Your life borders on nosy. Gloria chimed in, Victor, go back. He glared, then turned and walked away. It was just me and Gloria now. She looked sharply at me, grabbing my wrist. Sam, as my boyfriend, aren't you supposed to keep distance from other women? I laughed. Boyfriend? Who's that? And besides, why aren't you keeping your distance from Victor? She frowned. Victor and I are different. Sam, Angela is getting married next month. What's going on in your head? Someone like her is marrying a wealthy guy, and even if you're involved, you'll always be in the shadows. Unless you're okay being the third wheel. Gloria, how many times do I have to say it? We broke up. Understand English? As usual, she never took my words seriously. Gloria, how do you know Angela won't marry me? Gloria let go of my hand, a cold smile on her lips. Angela isn't me. Why would she marry a guy who grew up picking up junk? The blood rushed back in an instant. Sure, she liked me back then, but deep down, she always looked down on me. Is that why she never respected me? I scoffed. Gloria, thank you for not marrying me. I turned to leave. Her voice came softly from behind me. Sam, let's just have the wedding next month. No more drama, okay? You know I'm busy. You can handle the arrangements. I pushed open the stairway door. Victor was biting his lip, staring at me. What now? Up to no good again? Of course. I just got back from handing in my resignation to HR. Victor was sitting on the sofa in Gloria's office with a red spot by his mouth. A colleague whispered, Sam, the little prince had an allergic reaction to your cake and claims you did it on purpose. I just wanted to treat everyone to afternoon tea since I was leaving. I randomly picked a fruit cake. Gloria looked at me sternly. You're usually so meticulous. How could you forget Victor's mango allergy? He's taking your job because I decided so. If you're upset, blame me. Victor was crying while checking himself in a mirror. I have a class reunion tonight. How do I show my face now? Sam, you're mad about getting caught with another woman, right? I rolled my eyes internally. I asked, did I invite you to eat the cake? No, your greed got the best of you, and you're blaming me? When Victor brought up other women, Gloria's eyes darkened. Sam, your current state isn't suitable for work. Take a leave. I chuckled, yeah, I'm not suitable. Won't be back tomorrow. Gloria, not used to being defied, got that queenly temper going. Fine, don't come back. HR will process your exit. I used to cave whenever she got mad, soothing her, practically groveling, because I thought of her as my partner, my family. Grandpa always said family should be tolerant of each other. But she only treated Victor as family or something else, I couldn't be sure. I smiled. All right. Gloria didn't expect this reaction. Get the HR manager here, she ordered. The manager rushed in, adjusted his glasses, and mumbled, Gloria. Sam already submitted his resignation at noon. Gloria's eyes widened. What do you mean? The manager glanced at me and confessed. He said he's leaving to get married. The wedding's next month. Victor pulled at the couch upholstery in anger. Gloria's expression softened. Oh, it's about that. Move back tonight and we'll finalize the guest list. By the way, Victor's in your old room, you'll have to switch. Did she think I was marrying her? What's going on in her head? No way am I moving back. On my phone sat an angry text from Gloria. Sam, don't test my patience. Cancel the wedding again, and even if you beg, I won't marry you. After that, there was radio silence from her. Gloria was always like this, used to being proud. I always gave in first during arguments to make peace. If it weren't for dating Angela, I wouldn't know a guy could be cherished like this. Angela, don't do that, I'm not used to it. Her long fingers applied warm herbal oil, gently massaging my stomach. Can't I warm my hubby's tummy? My grandma used to take care of my grandpa like this. Be good, lie still, and your stomach won't hurt soon. I quietly watched her hair from above. Angela, did I save your life or something? Why do you like me so obsessively? She looked up, smiling. I realized she smiled more when she was with me. Yes, you did save my life, kinda. Turns out we met when we were kids. She was collecting bottles with her grandma, and I was doing the same with my grandpa. On a scorching afternoon, we watched like predators as a person gulped down water. The moment they'd toss the bottle into the trash, we'd be ready to pounce. The little skinny girl twisted her ankle, scraping her knee on a stone, blood dotting the skin. I paused. Don't worry, I give up, I give up. I gasped, wait, that girl was you? I gave up a bottle for you and you like me? You matured early, didn't you? Angela chuckled. I wasn't that obsessed. But I remembered you, the boy with a red mark by your eye. Soon, Angela recalled the second time she saw me. I didn't have the easy life everyone thought. I failed once and lost all the savings Grandma had. Then Grandma was suddenly diagnosed with cancer. I borrowed from every relative until they shut their doors at seeing me. On New Year's Eve, Angela, who once had entrepreneurial dreams, walked by the river like a drowned rat. I thought to myself, without Grandma, I wouldn't want to live on either. I remembered it now, it was her. A disheveled young man, hair unkempt for days, thin and dark, a far cry from the Angela now. Angela, just because I asked you to take photos and dragged you along, you liked me? Angela looked down and laughed softly. But do you remember you took more and more steps away from the riverside, nearly a mile away? And my hand slipped, I peeked at your gallery, and it had hardly any selfies. Means you're not one for selfies. I paused, she really was sharp. So, our Sam is a really kind-hearted guy. During the most barren times of my life, he was the boy who brought a ray of sunshine. That night, I bought her a bowl of noodles to thank her for taking my picture. It was the best noodles I've ever had. A sweet boy sat across from me, steam rising from his big bowl, saying, as long as you're full, life gets better. I smiled and nodded, yeah, once you're full, everything's easier to handle. She tucked me in, then gave me a hug, slowly telling me her story. She swallowed her pride and borrowed money from her professor and classmates, then paid them back double or triple. Luckily, her grandma's health stabilized. The doctor said she could live a long time, living with cancer. I turned to her. Why didn't you come to me? You owe me a bowl of noodles. She tried but only watched from afar under the guise of a donation to the school. Unfortunately, I was with Gloria then. Later, on the hotel lawn, you were setting up the wedding scene. Sam, my heart was racing that day my chance had come. I scrunched my nose. So, the steps were all set up by you? She looked up, kissed my cheek. Do you like me? I'll tell you in a few days. On proposal day. I was resting in the lounge when suddenly the door was flung open. Surprised, the roll arrived earlier than expected. Gloria stared in disbelief. Angela wants to propose to you? Her assistant must be joking, right? I chuckled. Didn't you see? This lounge is for Mr. Lin to be. Gloria looked extremely upset. How could you? All these years and you've only known her a few months, right? Gloria, who ends up marrying someone, doesn't depend on the time known. Gloria grabbed my wrist. Do you really want a loveless marriage? I know why she's marrying you, but she can't love you. Neither can you love her. You're just mad at me, right? I glanced at her coldly. Gloria, how can you be so confident? Who gave you that courage? I shook off her hand. Gloria looked dejected. The wedding next month. Wasn't it us? You meant Angela? I chuckled. Yeah, since the day I sent that group chat, nothing was about you. Gloria looked stunned, her eyes reddening. So you're really breaking up with me? Why? Didn't I treat you well? Suddenly, a cool voice sounded. Angela, in a sharp suit, leaned against the door. Because you lack boundaries. You don't value him or consider his feelings. She walked past Gloria, took my hand, and smiled at Gloria. Thanks for calling off the wedding and designing this proposal site. I love it. Gloria glared at us. And as we left the lounge, I heard the sound of a table being overturned. Gloria's anger was irrelevant. What mattered was the sea of flowers and the kneeling, dashing woman. Will you marry me? I bent close to her ear. Didn't you ask if I like you? Even if this was a setup, I entered willingly. Angela, I like you. Angela looked at me with teary eyes. What are you kneeling for? Put the ring on me. As you wish, my Prince Sam. After the proposal, I was about to get in the car. Gloria rushed over. Sam, can you give me one more chance? Victor is leaving the country tomorrow. Beside her, Victor was restrained by Gloria's assistant, yelling at Gloria, You can't do this. What about my mom? Gloria ignored him, eagerly asking, Sam, will you come back? Angela pulled out a red document. Unbothered. Too late. Where were you earlier? We're married. This sly woman even carries marriage papers? I chuckled. Gloria, we were supposed to get married, but Victor fainted that day. You went to help him and we didn't. Gloria's lips twitched, her eyes moist, speechless. I didn't see her again until Angela and I returned from our honeymoon. Gloria's assistant called. Sam, Gloria's in trouble. She drank and is hospitalized. She wants your yam porridge. I stayed silent. The assistant sighed. I know you can't make it and it's inconvenient, but can you visit just once? It's not convenient. I'm married and I have boundaries. Tell John to make her some. Then I hung up. If that clingy one heard, she'd get jealous. She'd punish me at some point. Fear touched me as I rubbed my sore back. But she'd already heard. I won't let John make it. I laughed. John's Gloria's butler. Can he listen to you? Suddenly, John strolled out of the kitchen. He is back. Let's eat. I was stunned. Angela curled her lips. I hired John at a high salary to work for us. Do you like it? I jumped and clung to her. Like it a lot. Love. Her eyes were full of stars. Call me that more. Forever I'll drive you crazy. Okay.